right, good morning. Excited about what lies next and what lies ahead. Getting the word this morning that we get a chance to play in the Sugar Bowl against a very good Texas team and a rematch from last year's Alma Bowl. Understanding that both programs have, I think, continued to make the strides and improve on where we were a year ago, but excited about this opportunity for our guys. Certainly proud of, again, what we accomplished Friday night in Las Vegas against Oregon in the Pac-12 championship, and being 13-0 where we're at right now is certainly something that was a goal, and we've checked every box along the way, and more boxes to be checked, and so enjoying this moment right now as a program and enjoying this moment here this afternoon with our guys as they come in and have our end of the year banquet and celebration. It'll be fun to have some families and the guys all together to just celebrate our seniors and what they've done for this program, and get the chance to start making plans to go down south.
Did you have any nervous energy at all this morning about getting in whatsoever?
No, I did not. I mean, I hope that's not naive of me, but I did not, no.
Yeah.
Did you think that you guys should have been ranked number one?
No, I don't. I guess I didn't really feel like, that was probably going to be the case. I think it's probably more of just a reality than anything that I was understanding. But I think there's an argument for it, but not one that I need to sit here and stand on the table for, because I understand that unless you play each other head to head, there's really people that are going to, fight for each program, and it is what it is. And so they've had a great season there at Michigan, and won their conference championship again, and so have kind of really rolled through their schedule for the most part.
There's only two possible locations, obviously, but was there any part of you that was hopeful or optimistic about going to Pasadena instead? Yeah,
I think first of all, I think that's kind of where our heads were at, Friday night, yesterday morning. Maybe as things unfolded a little bit yesterday, not that I have any more word than what you guys are hearing, that, the Sugar Bowl could be a possibility. You kind of realize, no, it might not be, the Rose Bowl, but, I think for the program and the fans, and just because of our, geographical location, I think certainly the Rose Bowl would have been something that was, probably what everyone was thinking and wanting. But, here's the deal. We're in the Final Four, and we're going to go play in an exciting venue against a very good football team, and we're here in the Final Four playing in a national semifinal. And, we're breaking into new territory too here with the first ever, UW team to go play in the Sugar Bowl. Maybe even, from what I understand, the first Pac-12 team to ever play in the Sugar Bowl.
Do you find it ironic that you're playing Texas in a postseason rematch and a former Husky football coach on the other side too?
Oh yeah, I mean, Coach Sark, just having, I guess I know a year ago when I talked to him, I shared with him that, he's part of this too. To me, everyone who came through this program and poured their heart and soul into what has happened here, is a part of the history, is a part of the tradition. So I hope that's the way everyone always feels. Alumni, past coaches, we've gotten to this spot. There's highs and lows that you go through, and he did some things to help elevate this program at that time. But he's certainly there at Texas doing some great things with their football team now, and they're in year 3. Kind of got the belief and trust. You can see they've won some close games that have come down to the wire, and we're certainly familiar with that, and know that it takes some belief in what you're doing, and he's got that going there at Texas.
Kalen, what was yesterday like for you? Kind of like getting back and then following along with what was happening elsewhere in college football yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was good. There's things that we're just trying to do as far as make plans. We got to get on the road recruiting, and there's some balance of what we're doing yet this season with trying to just get prepared for signing day, our roster for the future, So there's a little bit of that going on, but, just being able to be a college football fan probably later in the afternoon and evening, got a chance to watch some games. So it was enjoyable, especially knowing that everything that we could control, we took care of. That's probably what it really comes down to is the things that you were in control of, we took care of. Winning 12 games, undefeated, winning a Pac-12 championship, and, just the pride I have in our guys, being able to overcome so many things throughout the year, things that are certainly well-known and things that just happen day to day that, are just part of the adversity that come along with the season, and just proud of these guys to get to where we're at. And it was a great moment. It's Friday night, and, we're going to have a little time to enjoy this moment, maybe even, more than we did a week ago when we didn't get a chance to celebrate the Apple Cup and we had to roll right into getting ready for the Pac-12 championship. So, then we got some time for the guys to get away, finals, all that good stuff. They'll still do some workouts and make sure physically we're where we need to be. But we'll start getting ready for bowl prep, in a few weeks here.
You guys, there was a couple teams that did watch parties and kind of made a big thing of that, and you guys chose not to. What was the kind of the philosophy behind just saying, let's just move forward?
Yeah, I can't say that I really went into thinking about it too much other than that we had this celebration this afternoon, kind of set in stone months and months ago. And, this weekend with our banquet that we have, this is a chance for many families to come in. And I just felt like the limited time our guys have with their families, a morning today and early afternoon, it's just a chance for them to be with them because, you get into this time of year and playing on January 1st, the guys more than likely aren't gonna be home for Christmas, and so a chance to savor every day, yesterday, today. I know a lot of the families flying up even from Vegas to be here. We get a chance to celebrate this afternoon all together, and that we're gonna have a great time doing that then.
I'm sure you guys felt all along, win all the games, you're in, easy. Florida State probably felt that way too.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being sitting here today 13-0 and not in the playoff?
Yeah, in all honesty, no. That would be extremely hard. And that's really unfortunate in this situation with the way that's set up with 4 teams. And obviously, next year it changes going to 12. But man, that would be really tough because just the timing of how things happen with guys being healthy and so forth. We've been on the right end of that. I think we've really had to work hard as a coaching staff. I think I credit them a ton, as well as our players. And of course, a lot of things you can't control when it comes to injuries. But, we got through a lot of that storm there in the middle of the season, on both sides of the ball. And kind of coming out of it right now, as healthy as we've been since week 1, 2, or even early 3. So I can't imagine that would be a hard pill to swallow right there.
You kind of feel for, just kind of following on his question, but just Mike Norvell is actually in that situation right now.
Yeah.
You kind of feel for him a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You do everything you can, and the things you can't control, are the injuries and so forth. And watched them play last night, and they're obviously a really good football team and missing a piece of it. But just that resiliency that we talk about and that we're so prideful in our football program, you can see that that they have a lot of that too, and them finding a way to work through it and get a W, in a conference championship.
Your first 2 championship winning seasons at the NAIA level came as an undefeated number 2 seed. Are there any experiences from those seasons that'll carry over now that the championship's within sight?
I think it just goes back to what I've kind of preached all along is these moments. You just cut it loose, and the competition is what you've got to love. Just embracing the challenge that's going to come forth, and those moments, and it's fun being a part of a win or go home type of scenario. As long as you can keep it kind of compartmentalized, and just make the main thing, and that's just doing whatever you can to control your preparation, the process, and making sure everyone's just enjoying, embracing the time you're in, being in the present. All those cliches everyone says. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to.
You guys signed Curly Reed out of Louisiana last year. Just how much do you feel this can grow the recruiting footprint of the team playing a game in New Orleans?
Yeah, I haven't processed that. I'm sure it, certainly doesn't hurt, So, just I think nationally with what we've done here the last, this season, but the last half of the season, we've been on TV a lot nationally, and so I think our name is out there, and certainly people are understanding the style and type of football that we're playing, and it's explosive mixed with physicality. It's a brotherhood that exists, that I think to an elite, level. I don't know if I've ever been around a team that has this type of just togetherness, and that's hard for me to say because I'm very proud, 15 years later of teams that we've put together. But this team just has a certain piece about it that, they're never going to have regrets with how anything plays out, each and every week, each and every day.
There's obviously, it's a different season, different team for you guys, different team for Texas, but having gone in there into the South last year and beaten them, do you think that gives you guys some element of confidence going into a game like this?
Yeah, I think so. I think in the end, though, I've been saying it again all week or each week, comparing scores and from one team to the next. I mean, we can go into Oregon's comparing of scores and all those games that we've played here in the latter part of the season. They really don't mean anything. They're a different team. They've had more experiences. We're a different team. We've had more experiences. Both teams have added to the talent that we have on our rosters. And so, I think it gives us familiarity with maybe what they do and how they see us and what to expect a little bit. But in the end, it's a whole year later, and there's just different things on the line right now as far as what we're playing for. And so, maybe a little familiarity, but and that giving us confidence, I guess.
Kalen, Mike in the passing offense, I thought looked as good as it has in a month and a half. I mean, first of all, you agree with that? And then number two, kind of what do you maybe attribute that to on Friday?
Yeah, I think just everyone continually just working. Just putting a guy out there on the football field, and let's just use Jalen McMillan. Just because he's out there, you could see each and every week as he was going about it. I mean, the timing and all of that was continuing to get better. But it just goes back to how important practices are, and just, it isn't just about Mike and Jalen. It's not just about, Mike and Rome or Michael and Jalen Polk. It's just, having your group. We had Giles Jackson back. We had Jeremy Bernard back now healthy. And so, even in practice, you can just see the ones get out there and they just ripping off their reps, and it's clean. And then the twos get out there and they're ripping off their reps. And, it's a high level of execution that just has good rhythm to it, not just when the ones are out there, but when the twos are out there. And so there's something about that, the same thing defensively. All of a sudden Cam Fab's out there and Asa Turner's out there, and there's just the level of communication. And, it's not like we aren't playing with confidence, because we have all the confidence in the world in the guys that have stepped out on the football field. It's just there's something to practice and feeling like, man, this is what it's supposed to feel like. This is who we're supposed to have out there each and every day, not just the ones, but the twos, and just the rotations, the personnel groupings. And you can kind of feel that happening here the last couple of weeks. And even on a short week, being able to take advantage of that, all the guys being a part of it, you could kind of feel like maybe it was going to happen on Friday.
And then Dylan's performance with the bum wheel. You could tell on the sideline he was banged up.
Yeah.
Right? He was in pain. How much did that resonate in the locker room when he went out and did Friday?
Man, that guy's he's won over our team, really quickly here. I think this last half of the season. Everyone knew what type of person he was, and he just came into this program this spring, and you could see just a really good guy, really good dude that was so appreciative to be here. And I think he looked at all of our players and saw how they opened their arms to him. And, he's been working hard. He's been working hard since just since the Boise game, which was disappointing probably for him. Even kept him out the Tulsa game, week 2, just to continue to work on him becoming healthier. But then just now how he's gotten stronger and more confident, and how everyone else just believes in him, and, not just, the big explosive plays, but the hard yards, and putting him in wildcat formations to where now he's, even controlling the snap count and the cadence that way. So he's really become a highly impactful guy, an important part of our team, and that was a huge piece of our success on Saturday. Him getting, those 150 plus yards, and he had a big game against Oregon the first time. I think it kind of showed what we're capable of when it comes to playing physical at the level everyone maybe at that time didn't think we could be. We felt we could be, but we've taken a lot of steps since then, and we've been challenged, and I continue to challenge our guys to understand this game has to be played in a physical way. And now that we get into the Final Four, it's great to know that we got that balance of a passing game and a running game, to where you got to pick your poison on what you want to try to stop each and every play.
You talked about Dylan in the Wildcat. What are there any other extra advantages that you can see by just putting him back there, especially down the goal line?
Down there in the backfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just him lowering his shoulder and him finding creases. He can just do a good. He does that. He's instinctual on just finding half a man to run through. Very few times does he take someone on just completely, solid and thick. So he's just instinctual, and that's part of being a running back. There's a physicality piece. There's a, just piece with the skill set. And then there's just, getting it done. And he finds a way to get it done.
Kalen, I think there's about 24 hours left for voters to get their Heisman picks in. You know who the other candidates are out there? Or what would your message be to put Mike on the one line?
Yeah, I think just first of all, he's 13-0. And he's won every game. I think what you do is you look at the greatest moments is when the greatest players have to arise, right, and step up. And he did it again the other night, a 3-point game, or behind, and then, we found a way to get ahead. I think it was 24-20, right, driving our football team down the field. Defense has to be a part of it, right? They got to get the ball back to you. But he does it again and takes us the length of the field, gives us the lead. And then there's the moments, and let's go back to the Oregon game the first time, wins the football game with a throw. Finding ways to lead us against Washington State in the Apple Cup. There are those big moments where you do that and win those games and go 13-0 because you have the trigger man. You have the guy that doesn't just put up all these crazy stats, but a guy that leads your football team, which takes me to what he does leading, and that's at halftime when he gathers the team around after I get done with my talk and just takes it to another level. What he does at the end of the fourth quarter or at the end of the third quarter at the break, where, when you're exhausted and giving everything you have, you get the team around you and just pour your heart and soul into challenging these guys that, hey, this is the moment we've been waiting for. And it means so much more when it comes from a player and when it comes from your quarterback who you have all the trust in the world in. Man, it just doesn't get any better than that. And so the statistics are one thing, the wins are another, the leadership. He's just a class act through and through. It's first and foremost all about this team. The Heisman would be a piece of where, it would just be an awesome thing that many years down the road will be an awesome honor for him to continue to look back on. But right now, I can tell you first and foremost what he's about is our team winning this next football game, and in hopes of getting onto a national championship.
With all the time you've been around him, Kalen, is there an undervalued part of Mike that you feel still is not getting recognized?
I think in this area, I think around Husky Nation, I think it's recognized. I think everyone recognized the personal piece to him on how he'll stop and sign every autograph there is, if it's at all possible. He will go out and do everything in the public that he can, I mean, there just comes a balance too where he just can't do everything, but I mean, he just gives himself up because he realizes how impactful he can be. And I think we understand that locally. I don't know if everyone understands that, you know, across the country. He's just got this heart of gold. He's been through so much, and I think all those experiences have really given him an appreciation for the moment he's in. And, you know, giving back is something that I think was part of him before he even probably went to college. It's a tribute to his family, his parents, everything with his upbringing. But I think it just really resonates with him right now that he has the opportunity to do this, and a credit to him for staying grounded through all of this. And, you know, he's just handled it with grace the whole entire time.
Hey, Kalen, just taking you back a little bit, what was the key back in the summer in the players buying in terms of you getting to buy in, and then how did that progress, the brotherhood and trust to get you now? Because it just doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, it doesn't. I think you go back way before the summer even, and I know the summer is when it's you think, you know, that's when your team is built, and that's a huge part of it. But I think it goes back to a year ago at this time when one by one, you know, guys were deciding to come back and putting NFL careers on hold. And, you know, I think there's multiple reasons, right? They understood an opportunity personally to develop more and become maybe a higher draft pick. But I also think that there was a deep belief that, man, if we can just, you know, catch a break here and there, and if everyone just stayed aboard, you know, and stayed together, that we had something special. And you know, a championship and things like that are, of course, the goal. But I also think there's something to hitting on what you said about the brotherhood, and that these memories, okay, and these moments and these experiences, these will last with these guys forever. What happened Friday night, the way we won so many games, and you know, those relationships are just going to stay with these guys forever. And I think they realize, because they are just such great guys on this football team that enjoy being around each other, that man, you never get this time back. And we've enjoyed that. I've tried to continue to make sure that these guys got perspective on the impact they're making beyond our, you know, just internally in our football program. But I also want to make sure that they understand that each step along the way that they've had a chance to realize, man, 20, 30, 40 years from now, man, you're going to remember these times and you're going to remember these guys, and it's going to be special.
Kalen, you talked about your message with Mike and the Heisman. What about Rome and the Blitnikoff?
Yeah, I mean, again, let's just, you know, winning football games and how we've won them. You know, those catches, and a lot of them you think of are the touchdown catches, where, you know, the Oregon game at home, where, you know, just, I mean, he's just going up and attacking the football and, you know, winning it for us. I mean, just, it's the touchdowns, it's the moving of the change in the big moments. There's been so many, we forget about a lot of them, you know, and you take it for granted that you look at the gaudy stats that he has, and, you know, just over and over again, think about how many times he's come through when you really needed it. And, you know, a lot of times you think about when you lose football games or you didn't come through in the big moment, you remember those. Like, I can't remember Rome not coming through, you know, like the catch to win the Oregon State game when it's third down and the clock stopped and, you know, you want to move the chains and the game's over, Penix to Rome, you know, and just a touchdown catch out here in the Apple Cup, you know, in the end zone when you need it. And just Utah, you know, I mean, you just go every game here in November on this stretch that we've been on. He's just come through over and over again. The stats speak for themselves. I mean, he's just a physically dominating player out there. Again, personality side, he's a franchise guy, right? I mean, he's the guy that you want out there as the face of your program, just because of who he is character-wise. I mean, I've said a lot of things about Mike. Same things are happening with Rome as far as his just appreciation and gratitude for the moment he's in. You know, he counts his blessings and how fortunate he is, way ahead of how, you know, much we probably, you know, are appreciative and count our blessings for what he's done for us.
Anybody get banged up at all, Riley?
Nothing to where there'd be any concerns, especially with here a month off, yeah, or a month away.
What was, you didn't have Tybo, was that an injury situation or something else?
Yeah, he just wasn't available for us, yeah, and we have five guys, and it still wasn't like a bowl game where you travel everyone this last week.
You guys are 4.5-point underdogs to Texas on the opening line. How much did you notice the team prepared differently or come into the game differently when you were underdogs, because you were underdogs twice this season?
I don't know if, I think, excuse me, I think we do a very good job of preparing each and every week. And so I don't think you see it in the preparation, because I think it's always at an extremely high level, but I think there are some things that are said when the team rallies around at the end of a practice, or when we have a chance for a player-led talk, which we do every single day in practice, to where you get a feel of the vibe that exists and the chip on the shoulder that's there for our guys when maybe they're doubted. And I don't mind it one bit, because it doesn't affect our confidence. We've been through too much together. We believe and trust in each other. And so, you know, having others doubt us doesn't hurt in what we believe can happen. It just adds to the fire that, you know, burns within.
I know, Kalen, you obviously with the banquet, and you haven't talked to obviously the team yet, but have you gotten a chance to maybe see one or two, or?
No,
just get
I
the
haven't.
initial
I
reaction?
haven't. No, we've been just busy with the media piece here, so yeah.
So it's just the coaches then?
Yeah, I haven't even talked to the coaches yet. Yeah, so, yep.
Did you think about like having like a watch party for the kids, or?
I did. Yesterday I thought about it a little bit, but and again, it just goes back to I wanted them to have some time with their families, and knew they'd come here, we'd celebrate for a second, and then they'd go be back with them, and then come back again here in just a few hours. And so we'll have a great celebration, and there's gonna be a lot of time between now and you know, just a lot of things that will happen with you know, pats on the back here today, and you know, handshakes and hugs. We'll get a chance to celebrate that here today and in the week ahead.
Kellen, I know you also said yesterday you took some time to try to see if you could plan some things in terms of, as part of the practice schedule and things like that. I know you obviously played a late December game last year. They have so many practices. How will you try to maximize that, and how much will you get maybe the younger guys involved?
Sure. Yeah, I had a plan, depending on which bowl we were in, because I do have a little bit of an idea of when you need to be there. I had a plan already, you know, a little over a week ago, just kind of sketched out. I've put it in front of the coaches yesterday. We have not been together to discuss any things that we need to adjust, and now that we do know what bowl it is, we can confirm that the rival times and things like that are all what we thought they were. And so, yeah, we'll take some time here this week. We'll just get some lifts and runs in. And by the end of next week, Sunday, Monday-ish, we'll practice. The guys have finals, not this week, but the week after. They actually start this coming Saturday. So guys need to finish and do a good job there. That's huge for us. And what we'll do is we'll get some practices right before they leave, give them a chance to go home. I really liked our model with how we handled going to the Alamo Bowl last year. We brought the guys back. They were here leading up to Christmas, and then you know, I anticipate we'll have to leave like the 26th, I think, probably, to head over to the Sugar Bowl, maybe the 27th. But you know, we'll make those kind of final plans here today and give the guys the schedule by tomorrow.
Do you have to make any plans potentially for after? If you win, stay there, go back home, or is that stuff just literally wait until the semifinal's over and that's it? Or do you have to, just for logistic purposes, have a plan for?
Yeah, I think you plan to win, right? I mean, that's the way you make your plans. And so with the quick turnaround, I guess this is just me answering your question without thinking about it too much. But going through these experiences over many years, I mean, you know, you assume you have to just pretty much get back and be ready to get back to work because that turnaround is obviously much quicker than the one we're in right now.
All good, everybody?
Yep.
Thanks, Kalen.